several authors and poets such as Ahmad Shawqi and me. He's famous for his journeys to Switzerland, Italy, Egypt and Saudi Arabia. He registered and wrote down all he went through his journeys. His most famous books are The Blazers, Why Have the Muslims Fallen Behind Whilst the Others Have Made Progress, Gentle Smiles, The Arabs' Battles, Unity, Islamic World and others. He's known as the Prince of Knowledge because of the several books he wrote throughout his life. He's considered one of the great Muslim scholars in the Arab world. A new book about the poetry collection of Habib al-Sayr and the biography of Rim Yahzi has been published recently by the Authors Union in the Emirates. The book is written by the Palestinian poet and critic Sameh Kaoush. The book is 150 pages long. It consists of 4 chapters. The book cover is drawn by the plastic artist Fatma Abdallah. It is worth noting that this book is the author's 6th book. He wrote The Question in 2008, Visions and Meanings in 2009, a criticism of Ali Abu Rish's novel in 2010, The Doubts in 2011 and The Ego in 2011. The author refers in the introduction of his book to some memorable quotes taken from a poem who is considered one of the most famous contemporary poets in the Emirates. The author attracts the reader's attention to the fact that it's in Habib al-Sayr to mention death in the beginning of all of his work. He believes that death leads to the beginning of another life that has a different nature. After destruction, a new life can begin. The author also mentions and always refers to water, air, soil and fire, as he considers them the basic elements of the universe. He also gives great importance to life sciences such as philosophy, poetry and logic. In all his writings, he compares death to life. He believes that women can simulate poets to write poetry. He refuses all postulates and believes he can achieve immortality through his poetry. He thinks that's how he can conspire against life. In the 2nd chapter of the author mentions the struggles he's faced throughout his life. One of these struggles was his inability to live and mingle with people. He just can't accept things the way they are, and he can't hold the very values his people cherish. He always believes that poets have every right to enjoy freedom of expression, speech, and choice. And now we have a report on one of the latest publications available to all our readers. You stay tuned. The Pharaonic Civilization. This book gives important ideas about the civilization of ancient Egyptians, which is considered to be the oldest one by man. The Pharaonic civilization really explores how Egypt is the cradle of human civilization. In fact, this book is necessary for every Egyptian to read, to know the glory of the past of their country, and to be proud of it, and to recognize its graces and achievements over other nations. Today's author is born in the Sharia Governorate in 1973. He graduated in the Faculty of Archaeology, Cairo University. He got a Diploma of High Studies from the Faculty of Tourism in 1998, Helwan University. He has a pre-master's degree in 2001 and registered a master's degree in 2002. He's worked as a journalist in several newspapers and as a tour guide. He's also written lots of books in history and comparison of religions. Lots of historical studies about Egypt and its religious value published in different newspapers as Al-Ahram. He also gives historical lectures and courses in several places.
Thanks for your generous invitation to me, and I would like to show you my favorite box. And the book to me is a very important thing that started with me at the beginning of my life when I was an infant. From that time I appreciated the value of the book. Here I have 2 divisions. I have the books that I read, especially some of the favorite books of mine, and the second division would be my books, the books that I wrote them. So me as the author of these, so I would like to show you some of all of them. Now we start with the book that I read of other authors, and we start now with the book of the Nile. The Nile for Egypt, as it said, Egypt is the gift of the Nile. But surely that we should change this idea or this expression, which was said by the historian Herodotus, who said that Egypt is the gift of the Nile. But Egypt, really, it is the gift of the Nile and the Egyptians, not just the Nile, because the Nile is running in 10 African countries, from Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Sudan. All these countries, they have the Nile, but they don't have the same civilization, the same greatness of Egypt. So Egypt is different. So Egypt should be the gift of the Nile and the gift of the Egyptians. Thanks to the Egyptians, we had that civilization that we are proud of it, this our ancient civilization. Another book that I would like to show you, this is The History of the Science. This is of a very famous author. He is called George Sutton. George Sutton, he gave us great ideas about the science of from the beginning of the life of the man. This book, it has several volumes from the ancient history, from the Middle Ages, from the Islamic time. So he gave us lots of great information about the science of different domains of medicine, of geography, of history, of chemical, of physics, lots of great things that is giving us. And also this man appreciating the works of the Arab scientists during the history. Another book, I can say that it is a dangerous book. It's not a normal one. This is the book of the Talmud. Talmud, this is the second holy book for the Jews. The Jews, they have several holy books. The first one is the Torah, or the Old Testament. The second holy book for them is the Talmud. And the Talmud in the Jewish religion, it means this explanation of the rabbis of the Jews of the Old Testament. In this book, the Jews, they have lots of bad ideas of this book. Because in this book, we can see the racism of the Jews in its great scale. Because here, the Talmud is telling the Jew, okay, you have the right to kill any other one who is different of your religion. That they are called the Goyim. And the Goyim, it means the other people. You have the right to kill them. You have the right also to trash them. You have the right to do lots of bad things. They could not be principles. Okay? So this book is very dangerous. Okay? So I think that book, we should know lots of things about it, and to know that the Jews, they use lots of principles that they are mentioned on that book. Again, it is the book of the Talmud. Another book, now it is the Encyclopedia of the Religions. This book of Zinner. Zinner, he is giving us information about all the religions, the heavenly religions, especially the three religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. These are the heavenly religions. The second division of him, they are the religions that they were made by the man. Just to give us the difference between such religions, okay, that they are revealed by God to the man, that they came to us by the prophets, that we believe in them, all the people, whether they are Christians, Jews, or Muslims. On the other side, the other religions that they were made by the man, to know the difference of them. Another book I would like to show you, this is the book of Israel Wilvinson. Israel Wilvinson, he is a Jewish author and scholar His book is The History of the Jews on the Land of the Arabs. This book talks about the time when the Jews, they came to the Arab Peninsula, now mainly of the Saudi Arabia, on the land of Medina or Yathrib. He is giving us the history of that when the Jews, they came. And now we have two suggestions of the time when the Jews, they came to the Arab Peninsula or to the Arabia. The first one, it said that they came to this time after the Babylonian captivity. That time dates back to 587, when the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, he destroyed Jerusalem and the temple of Jerusalem, and then he captivated the Jews to his land. Some of the Jews, they escaped from his captivity and they went to the Arabia. They went to Medina or Yathrib of that time. Some of, as we know, that Banu Qaynuqa, Banu Nadir, Khaybar, Banu Qurayza, and all of these people that they were contemporary of the time of Prophet Muhammad. The second suggestion of the coming of the Jews in Arabia, it said that after the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD, that was by the Titus, who was the Roman commander, the one